Donald Edward Muffley, machinist mate, second class. I was 19. Well, I got a little upset with some of the people in the small town I was in, and I said, good, I'm getting out of this town. So I went down, and a friend of mine was in the Navy. He was the, I forget what they call it, a baby in there. So he only had to do 3 years because he was 17 when he went in. So that's why I went in, because of Doug. Later on in life, Doug and I ran across each other. We were both home on leave, and that's how I ended up with my wife, because Doug introduced me to her, and it was a blind date, and we've been married ever since. I took my boot camp in Great Lakes, and I also went to machinist mate school at Great Lakes. As I recall, it was about September the 16th, and most of that was marching, and I wasn't used to that kind of stuff, but I was a Master-at-Arms for our company. The Master-at-Arms is sort of like a police officer on the ship. They wear a badge. I didn't wear a badge in boot camp, but I was second in command there, and we had a guy that had been in the Army and then joined the Navy, so they made him in charge of second or under our boot camp instructor. Apparently they went by my size, and I guess that was it. I have no idea how I got selected. I get selected for stuff that I really don't always want to. So I can't answer that for truthfully, because I don't really know how I got it, except maybe this Army guy, we talked before. But I'll tell you a quick one. They swore us in, took the oath, and they said, we're going to Wisconsin for a parade. And that's where I found out how you volunteer. They said, you guys get on the bus. They volunteered me. So we went to Milwaukee, was in the parade, and they sworn us in at Great Lakes, and then when they swore us in at the parade also, so people could watch. We got back to the barracks at 0100, and then was awakened at 0600, so it was a short night. And then that was on a Sunday morning, and they said we had to clean the barracks. I said, I haven't been here long enough to get it dirty. But that's where I met the guy that was going to be in charge of our company. And I guess the remark I gave him, he wanted me to be in second. Because he asked me, is that your bucket? And I said, no. He said, whose is it? I said, the Navy's. Because I had to carry the bucket because we had to scrub the deck, which I called the floor then, but I found out in the Navy it's deck. And but boot camp went along all right. We got into, towards the end, it was getting a little cold and there was snow. And then there was snow all the time I was in machinist mate school. And but fortunately I could catch the train into South Bend, Indiana, and then I'd hitchhike home for 60 miles. Then I'd go back, catch the train, and go back to school over the Sunday night.